Hah? Di काय झालं Dear participants, we will start the session in next 5 minutes as we are waiting for the few more participants to join the session.
वो रजिस्ट्रेशन कर लिया ना, रजिस्ट्रेशन कर दो कुछ जल्दी।
Dear participants, we will start our session in the next couple of minutes. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all the distinguished speakers, participants, and stakeholders who have joined us today for the online workshop on guidance on export of food products from India. This workshop is being jointly organized by ITC FSAN, Export Inspection Council, in collaboration with the Federation of Indian Export Organization, FIEO. We are delighted to bring together experts and regulatory professionals to discuss key aspects of export inspection, official control mechanism, and procedural guidelines crucial for boosting India's fruit product exports. To formally commence the session, it is my pleasure to invite and welcome Ms. Shubhaprada Nishtala Madam to kindly deliver the keynote address for today. Ma'am is currently working as a head academic program at ITC FSAN and is having more than 27 years of experience in the area of food safety and management. We are delighted to have you here today, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Divya, and a very warm good morning to all the participants who joined us today. Uh, this has been, I think, long planned program, the guidance of export of food products from India. And my sincere thanks to Dr. Reddy sir, Additional Director EIC, for overseeing and allowing us to plan this program jointly with the Federation of Indian Export Organizations. We all know India is one of the largest producers of fruit and vegetable globally. In fact, APIDA data tells us that just in 23-24, our exports accounted for more than 800 million US dollars. Encouraging numbers, but potential is much higher. And given the current geopolitical scenario with the demand for safe, high quality, sustainably produced fruit products, we have a pressing need to strengthen our country's export readiness, our industry's export readiness. Be these in terms of food safety compliance, be it in terms of appropriate quality certifications, ensuring traceability in this world of blockchain, understanding regulations from importing countries. I think the need for capacity building is very high, and it is our pleasure and privilege to bring together this program today, which is a short program but packed with information and knowledge. We are fortunate that we have Dwivedi sir, Shri S.G. Dwivedi, Joint Director, EIA Mumbai, who will start off with the keynote address and give us a direction on the approach that the industry must have to build our export readiness. And followed that by regulatory experts, both Shri Anthony sir and Dr. Debajit Chakrabarti, who will give us a detailed understanding on the procedures consignment wise for inspection, approvals needed for FSMS certifications, how do you deal with unsatisfactory monitoring, procedures for approval of additional facilities, technologist approval, merchant exporter approvals, establishment procedures for suspension, a wide variety of practical inputs that will go a long way, we believe, in strengthening the industry. I will not stand between you and the experts. I would just like to once again reiterate a welcome to all the participants and especially to our dignitaries. Shri Prashant Sheth sir, Joint Deputy Director General for FEIO. Thank you for your support and your team support for making this happen. I would like to welcome Dwivedi sir as always and look forward to his talk, which always is highly focused and gives us direction on how to proceed. Welcome to both our faculty for today, Shri T. Anthony and Dr. Debajit Chakrabarti. Thank you for taking the time out, and to all of you participants for joining us for this excellent session. Thank you very much. Divya, back to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the warm welcome and setting the tone for the today's session. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again. We will now move forward and to provide us with a broader industry perspective. I am privileged to welcome and invite Shri Prashant Seth sir, Joint Deputy Director General, FEO, to kindly deliver the context setting for today. Over to you, sir.
Can you confirm if I am audible? Because there's some noise coming outside from our office. Some religious congregation is going on. Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. First of all, a very warm welcome to all the participants who have spared their time to be with us today. At the outset, on behalf of FIU, I would sincerely like to thank Dr. Reddy when we had a meeting with EIC Additional Director. He immediately accepted our request to have a series of sessions for this financial year, and this is one of them. In fact, our engagement with EIC started last year itself. Otherwise, we have been doing with them, but a formal engagement of a planned sessions we started from last year. We also thank ITC FSAN and also Ms. Subhaprabha for giving a perspective and an overview how things are going on in terms of the session, what all subjects we are going to cover. Definitely, the importance of fruits and vegetables sector is very important for us, and in fact, we have a vast production base. If we talk about the figures, then I think we have crossed roughly around 100 million tons in the fruit sector, and maybe somewhere around 200 million tons in the vegetable sector. So definitely these two sectors are very, very important for us, and we are one of the leading producers and the fruits, couple of fruits that we have, mango, papaya, banana, and pomegranate, and also various vegetables that we do that, ginger, okra, and cabbage and other things. There's definitely a tremendous export opportunity that is there, but our share in the world trade in the segment is even less than 1%. One thing is positive that this is a growing export sector, and definitely export figures are encouraging because although they are not substantial, but they are growing over the period of years. If we talk about the whole sector, if the whole agriculture space, then out of the $437 billion which India is exporting, roughly around 10% is contributed by the agriculture sector. That includes other segments also. So for say that it's $40 billion. So out of this $40 billion, if we see the bifurcation, then roughly around $3.8 billion is contributed by the fruits and vegetable space. When we talk about fruits and vegetable space, it also includes the processed fruits, fresh fruits, and fresh vegetables and processed vegetables. So these are the broad segments which is captured by the DGCIS, which is the nodal agency for capturing the data for India. The fresh fruits, in fact, when we talk about the figures, it has crossed $1 billion. That is the recent provisional figures that we have, $1.1 billion. So we can assume that what is the kind of potential that we have in the fresh fruit segment. And if we also include the processed fruit segment, then we can add on another 1 billion. So 2.2 around billion dollars is just the contribution of India's exports in the fruits segment. Adding on the vegetable segment, if we add for say then another 1.8 billion is contributed by the processed vegetables and fresh vegetables. So the sector is substantial growth. Uh, and the good thing that we are observing is that over a period of years, earlier our markets used to be the nearby markets of the GCC or the Gulf, or this was the Bangladesh and these markets. But now what we are seeing that we are expanding our export base to other destinations also. So when we say other destinations, as Madam rightly pointed out, there are certain quality conscious markets also. Those are the regulated markets. So even we are touching upon markets like Netherlands, UK, Germany for the processed food segment, and also touching USA. In fact, $100 billion of processed vegetables we are exporting to US. So the short point which I'm trying to figure out is that there is definitely a gain traction, the gain attention by the players in this field also. And simultaneously, what has happened is over a period of years, the government efforts and the efforts of various agencies like EPEDA, EIC, ITC FSAN, and the Ministry of Commerce, what is the ecosystem, the capacity building, and the attention that this sector required. So that has also been given over the period of years. We know that the country has seen for the first time an agri-export policy. Earlier, what happens was that it's only a foreign trade policy. Now we are talking of a sectoral policy which is notified by the government of India with this agri-export policy with an ambition of 100 billion exports. So, and simultaneously, APEDA has helped various states to develop their own agri export action plans, state export action plans. So, over this period, what has happened is a lot of attention is given by definitely all the stakeholders, because ultimately all the factors of the production lies at a district level. And definitely, there are certain gaps. We know that in terms of the cold chain or the post-harvest losses and things like this, we need to maintain the quality aspects for that. But definitely, there are supporting schemes which can help the exporters. And once we dive down the session, we will come to know about the nuances of market access, because market access is very important, because what has happened is this is a consumable and this is subject to phytosanitary standards. So definitely the phytosanitary standards could vary based on the country, but there are certain benchmarks that needs to be adopted. So different countries could have certain variation in terms of their criteria fulfillment before your product actually enter their market. Uh, that is number one, and I think this session is going to dive down in these aspects in detail, and we are going to learn a lot about. Just to add on this, other efforts of the federation, how we help in this, because federation over the last 3 years is giving a special emphasis on the exports of food and agri sector. And in fact, we have given exposure to roughly around 700 exporters in the last 3 years uh, who have joined our business delegations abroad. And we are going uh, to nearly most of the prominent countries we have touched in the Gulf and Europe. And in fact, we have also expanded our base to reputed international exhibitions like the Gulf Food and the ThaiFex, and other exhibitions. So you can have a look at it, because one thing is our product quality and second is the market penetration. So once our house is in order, then you can join other activities of the federation. Ultimately, you require a platform to meet the concerned buyers where you can interact. So that is also important. So I believe that this session is going to be a very, very good learning experience for all of us, and I would urge all the participants to take maximum advantage of it and raise any, even clarify even the smallest of their doubts. So this is the whole idea, that you get acquainted with the subject overall, and in case of any kind of assistance required post meeting in terms of complying with any export formalities or any documentation purposes, you can always reach out to us. We have 18 offices across India, and you can reach out to our nearest office for all the guidance. So with these words, I once again thank EIC and ITC FSAN for supporting us and helping us to interact with the stakeholders. And we believe this is our first interaction for this year, but definitely we are open that we should do similar sessions for other sectors, just to educate people and further promote India's exports in this whole space. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your insights and reinforcing the importance of regulatory preparedness in exports. Once again, thank you, sir, for joining us for today. We will now move forward, and I'm privileged and honored to welcome and invite Shri S.J. Dwivedi, sir, Joint Director and in charge of AI Mumbai. Sir is also an empaneled enable assessor. So I welcome you, sir, to kindly deliver the keynote address for today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Divya, and thank you, Shubha. Good morning to all of you. On behalf of Exportation Council as well as Exportation Agency Mumbai, I heartily welcome to all of you to attend this online workshop on guidance of the export of fruit products from India. As Prasan sir have told detail about the how much export is from the India and what is the requirement. So many things sir have enlightened to the all the participants. You know, EIC, EIA is the regulatory authority for this fruits and fruit products. So that's why whatever is our regulatory requirement, it need to comply. Based on the requirement, procedure, consignment and inspection contents, all contents have been given in this online workshop. For that, our experts are there, D. Antony is there, our David is there. Apart from these experts, in our office, we are having this Jobi K. Jose as well as Binay Kumar, AD, Assistant Director. All peoples are over here handling the fruit and fruit products also. All the food articles they are handling. So what is the procedure? How to do the renewal, approval, official control of the competent authority? What is the requirement? That I think today this session they will tell to you in detail. So what is the guidelines monitoring in between if any plant is approved, what guidelines is required, how it can be approved, or what is the after approval, what is the requirement of the control from the establishment side. That also will be explained in this program. Procedure, fee, whatever is there, that will be told by the David as well as Anthony. And any query will be there. My all other experts also there who are dealing with the foods today. Today in my office, regularly they are handling the all this renewal, approval, assessment, monitoring, visit, everything. So they are there. So apart from that, my just submission to all the food business operators, there should be this kind of products. Specific quality control is the requirement. Basically, whatever is the importing country is asking, that should be meeting the requirement, and nowhere should be any compromise with regard to the quality. Basically, normally these fruits and fruit vegetable products, Normally, all the peoples are now shifting to the normal food, to the fruit and vegetable maximum in their daily intake. So we should be stressfully or strictly, we have to make the quality control aspect with respect to testing of the residue, that is especially pesticides, heavy metals, and as well as biological safety is very important with the processed food. So we should see what is the requirement today. And if you see, there are a lot of facilities are there in all our EIA lab. If you see in all places, we are having a very big lab. We are having a big eight labs are there now, a big lab where all the testing facilities are available, either pesticide, heavy metal, or biological safety. Even NMR also we are having over here so that we can test the honey also. So this kind of facilities are with the EIC, and EIC always see the positive side to support all the establishment or exporters who are dealing with the export trade, so that India name should go to the higher side. So that is my submission to all of you. We should see the quality control, and experts will explain the detail, and query will be resolved by the experts. So I think we have to hand over to the session to our experts. And thank you, ITC FSAN. They are just asking me or inviting me, always giving the respect. So that is very good things for me, or that respect is really unpredictable, and they give me the very excited this platform to speak all of you. Best wishes this online workshop. It is the workshop. It is the platform where we can learn, or participant can learn the things, whatever is their queries or requirement with respect to exports. So this platform is especially for the knowledge sharing, or whatever hitch they are having. Any of the food business operator with respect to these commodities, what is the required revelation requirement, that will be explained by the experts. So thank you not taking the time, because session is already delayed because of the heavy rain today. I think so, and but all the things are in place. Best wishes to all the participants from my side for all success, to all the participants as well as our faculty also, so that they can educate whatever is the whoever is the newcomers. Basically, most of the participants may be regularly doing this exports, these fruits and vegetable products. But apart from that, some newcomers may be there, or some hitch may be there, whoever is doing this, dealing with these products. So that will be definitely beneficial. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Divya, now over to you.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful address and highlighting the regulatory roadmap with our participants. Once again, thank you so much, sir. We will now move forward to our technical session. So before moving forward to our technical session, I request all the participants to kindly do not unmute yourself. If you have any questions during the session or the queries, so we are having Q&A session followed by the technical session. You can type your questions or the queries in the chat box, which will be addressed during the Q&A session. We will now move forward to our technical session, and the speakers for the technical session is Shri Anthony sir. Sir, to introduce sir, sir holds a bachelor degree in fisheries science, BFSC and an MBA. Sir is having more than 28 years of experience in seafood processing and quality control, which spans both in India and international locations. Sir is currently serving as an Assistant Director Technical at Export Inspection Agency, EIA Mumbai. We are privileged to have you here today, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation as a faculty. Our second faculty for today's session is Shri Dr. Devajit Chakrabarti, sir. Sir is currently serving as a technical officer, EIA Mumbai. To introduce sir, sir holds a master's in science and PhD with over 9 years of experience in research and development across central and state government research projects. Sir is associated with EIC over the past 10 years and is having extensive experience in implementation and monitoring of food safety management system. We are thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation as a faculty for today. Over to you, sir. Dear participants, due to some technical error, we are starting our presentation in next couple of minutes. Actually, sir, I have given you the presentation rights. You can now share your screen.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
The presentation is visible, is moving.
Sir, it is not just click on the presentation mode. Just select the
ये ऐसे क्यों?
Now it's moving.
No, sir, it is not moving.
Let me make you co-host. Then you will be able to share. I think if you stop sharing and share the slideshow window, it will
Let's-
move.
Shivani, then you share the slides.
Oh, okay, sir, I will share the slide from my. My screen is visible.
Yes, Shivani, it's visible.
Shivani, if you can tell us if the slides are moving. Shivani,
If my slides are moving,
Yes, Shivani.
yes.
It's moving.
Shivani, shall we start the session if the slides are visible to you
Yes, ma'am. The slides are visible.
and moving as well, right?
Ma'am, from your side, the slides are not moving. Should I present the screen? And
What you
operate from
can
here?
do, okay, what you can do, just present the slides from your end.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And we will do forward and backward ourselves or you.
The screen is visible.
Next.
Will we put it on the full screen mode?
Yes, sir. Now?
No,
Yes.
it's appearing, but okay, fine, no problem. Let's go to the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's moving now. Yeah,
Yeah. Just could you just tell me, sir, next, then I will do it, sir.
yeah, fine. Now slides are moving. Fine. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to everyone? Participants, am I audible? Yeah, thank you. I'm Anthony, Assistant Director from Export Inspection Agency, Mumbai. I start with the session, the introductory part. Next slide, please. Shivani, next slide. Yeah. It's about the EIC, the Export Inspection Council. It is the official body of under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. It was set up under the Act, Export Act 1963, which was enacted to ensure that the quality of export products through quality control and inspection. The wide notification SO 1627E 14/7/2011. The EAS of Export Inspection Agencies of EIC was notified for the quality control and inspection for fruit products prior to export. As per the notification, SO 1420 dated 25/1978, the notified food product shall be subject to quality control and inspection prior to export. It notifies the fruits and vegetables products shall be subject to quality control as well as inspection or both prior to export in case the importing countries require such an export certifications. As per the notification letter part, the quality control or inspection or both in respect of such fruit and vegetable product shall be in accordance with the notification of fruits and vegetables. Next slide. And it recognizes as per the specifications of the buyer or the importing countries or country, it can be considered as per the central government under Section 7 of the said Act. In case of both the cases are options, like the buyer's requirement or importing country's requirements are absent. There is no requirement means it applies. That the Food Safety and Standard Act 2006, the 34 of 2000, it applies here. Next. The products, these are the products consent of the notifications, the notification 3352E and 3353E 2016. These are the products, listed products are come under the fruits and vegetables under the notification. The synthetic beverages, syrups, sherbets, vinegar, whether brewed or synthetic, pickles, dehydrated fruits and vegetables, squashes, crushes, etc., jams, jellies, marmalades, tomato products, ketchup and sauce, preserved and candied, pre-sliced fruits and peels, chutneys, canned and bottled fruits, juice and pulp, canned and bottled vegetables, frozen fruits and vegetables, aerated waters containing fruit juice and pulp, fruits, cereal, flakes, and any such other items relating to the fruits and vegetables. Next slide, please. So if the facility or a processor intending to export fruit and vegetables products may apply for the approval. Actually, two are there. One is for the approval scheme, another one is a consignment inspection. So if the processor or the exporter wants to have an approval, so they can choose or they can adapt, they can follow that applying the approval process. That is in the A, serial number A. Second one is the consignment inspection. That is a CWI. Next, please. So now we can see about the CWI under the class number 3. CWI, that is a consignment-based inspection. Next slide. So consignment-based inspection, CWI, we call the CWI, it comes under the class number 3. So the consignment should be inspected by EIA official before the export of the consignment, and it should be sampled. The consignment should be sampled as well. The certificate of inspection will be issued based on the confirming the inspection as well as the test report. The fee is, the applicable fee is the 0.3% of the FOB plus applicable taxes, and minimum, there's a minimum fee is the 500 rupees applicable plus applicable taxes for the fruits and vegetable products. Next slide, please. So before that, when the samples are drawn from the consignment, it should be tested in the EIA laboratory or EIC approved laboratories. So here, criteria for the conformity or basis of inspection, the facility shall implement. They shall have the adequate implementation of good hygienic practices or good manufacturing practices at all stages of production, processing, packaging, or storage as applicable. And as we talked earlier, the requirements, as per the requirement of the importing country, or codex requirement, or bias requirement. In case of nothing available of like a country's requirement, codex requirement, bias requirements, then it is applicable food safety of standards. So packing, the packages, the final packages shall have all the details like name and address of the exporter, the product details, and variety and the grade. Variety means that is the product description, and the lot number, gross weight or net weight, and country of origin. It shall be on the packages, the final packages of the fruits and vegetable products. Next slide. So here, so if the processor or the exporter wants to go for serial UI, means they have to submit the pro forma as per the Annexure 1, along with the supporting documents like invoices, purchase order, contractual office specification like the buyer with the buyers, and the relevant standards if the importing country's requirement. They have to submit the particular documents to the nearest office of EIA, Export Inspection Agency. So once we receive, the EIA receive the application, the request for the consumer-wise inspection, within the 3 days, the inspection will be carried out by EIA officials. So before 7 working days, if the inspection will be carried out at the establishment, the processor facility, that should be near to the location of EIA. That is the condition. Next, please. So the sampling or the inspection can be taken at the place of storage, or in the transit, or at the port before the actual shipment, including drawing lab samples for laboratory analysis as it may deem fit. The selection of the packages, cartons, will be selected randomly as per the method of commodity sampling method of commodity as per the Indian standards. The drawn samples will be collected. Will be homogeneously prepared. They're divided into 3 portions. 2 will be sent to EA laboratory. The first sample, the first portion will be for the testing. The second one is for the reference. The third portion of the sample will be given to the exporter. So in case of any disputes, the reference sample as well as the exporter sample will be compared. Once again, it will be tested and it will be confirmed whether it is a confirmed or not in case of the dispute. Next slide. So on completion of inspection, the sample will be prepared properly. It will be sealed, and everything will be recorded onto the FIR, that is a field inspection note, and it will be submitted to the laboratory, EA laboratory. So EA laboratory will be tested as per the standards of importing country, or codex standards, or standards required by the buyers, not lower than those of the importing country. That is the condition. In case none of the standard exists, as I said earlier, it will be followed food safety and standards. So lab report will be submitted to EIA. Laboratory testing charges as applicable about the commodity and as per the parameters. So if it is a satisfactory test report comes out, the EIA will issue the certificate, inspection certificate. If not satisfied, if it is not confirmed to the importing country requirement or buyer's requirements, if it is a non-compliant report, means that will be the certificate like refused. That will be refusal of a certificate will be issued to the exporter as per the Annexure 5. The inspection certificate, the certificate of inspection is the validity is 45 days. Next slide, please. So this is regarding we gone through the consent evidence inspection before. Now it is the health certificate, is issuance of health certificate and attestation as per the clause number 3.4.6. So here, so EA only shall issue the health certificate based on the reports. By charging that application charges 100 rupees plus taxes. So health certificate will be issued based on the format as per the annexure 6. Any other format certifying additional condition that also can be issued by the EAA. So that is also based on the importing consent requirement. Health certificate will be issued and confirmed with the satisfactory result of the test report. And the test reports will be having maybe the chemicals or chemical or microbiological parameters. Based on the microbiological parameters, it will be issued. If any additional parameters also, it will be looked into it. And the field inspection report also should be there before issuance of health certificate. Next slide, please. So here, a food safety management system. So if the processor or exporter wants the fruits and vegetables certificate for the health certificate or CDOLA means they have to adapt. They have to adapt. Otherwise, they shall have the food safety management system. Next slide. So here also the same. They shall adapt the food safety management system. That is that should be covered like good manufacturing practices and good hygienic practices, and the fruit products intended for the export confers as per the standard. And they shall okay, fine. So if they want the processor or exporter wants to have approval from EA means they shall have the FSMSC system as per the class number 4. So they can submit the application in the format of annexure 7. The fee is 5,000 rupees plus applicable taxes, and the application along with supporting documents such as the details of the products and the details of the processing, operation manual, HACCP manual. HACCP manual shall have all GMP, GHP, CCP, and organization chart. It shall have the hazard manual shall have, as well as if the processor, otherwise if the establishment wants to have the approval of the EU, they should test the water as per the EC Directive 2020-2184. And if they want to have the approval for the non-EU countries, they shall test the water as per the 10500, IS 10500. It should be there, at least the validity should be the ones that not later than 6 months. It should be tested, the water should be tested in EA lab, otherwise EAC approved laboratory. And they should furnish layout and process flowchart, plumbing diagram, and a list of machineries and testing facilities, that is the in-house laboratories, and legal identity. Next slides. And the lease agreement. Next slide, please. Lease agreement and the biodata of technologist or chemist, and the license granted. That is very important. They should furnish that FSS. So once the application is scrutinized, the the panel members should be minimum 2. That is, the convener will be from the EAA, and the panel member from FSSI or APIDA. That depends on the processing facility or the nature of the product. That panel member will be selected by the EAA. So IDP will be carried out within 15 days. Depends on based on the availability of the panel members. The ones the IDP is completed, that if non-conformities are, that means that non-conformities will be issued to the establishment. The establishment, once they are submitting the corrective action report, the satisfactory corrective action report means the IDP convener will submit the recommendation for the approval to the agency in charge. So if the recommendation accepted, the agency, the export inspection agency will issue the approval certificate with the numbers, like the numbers are the like EA Mumbai means EA Mumbai CSFP, that is a certification schemes of food product 1. That number will be, that serial number will be that number and the year. It would be the approval number for the particular establishment. Next, please. So the approval certificate will be issued in the annexure 9, and they will mark copy to the certificate to the EIC also. So this validity, the approval validity is 3 years, and the condition, the special condition, that is subject to the condition that the establishment continues to meet the requirements laid down under the certification scheme for fruit product CSFP and hold valid FSSA license. In the event of cancellation or suspension of FSSA license for the establishment, automatically EIC certificate, the validity will also lapses or automatically cancelled or suspended. So renewal of the same, the similar to the approval scheme. So the establishment, the approved establishment or facility, the processor should apply before 60 days of the validity. The fee also the same, 5,000 rupees plus taxes. It should be applied in the form in the annexure 13. So the same case like before, that that application will be scrutinized by EAA, and the IDP will be conducted. IDP, the quorum, the team will be constituted by the in charge of the agency. So IDP will be carried out by a particular team. Next slide, please. So here, the yes.
Previous slide.
Yeah.
This slide or previous slide?
Yeah, this slides. So whoever got approval, so they shall continue, they shall implement or comply all the food safety requirements, and they have to follow GMP, GHP, codex guidances, as well as HACCP. They have to implement and they have to follow all the. They have to follow all the HACCP compliances and all. And water also should be tested. As I said, like EU means 2020-2184, they have to follow EC directive. And if it is a non-EU approved establishments, they shall they test the water as per the 10500 IRs. And all the records, like a documentation record and all, like in-house laboratory test reports and processing records, production records, and worker hygienes and health record, and all the records related to the SOPs, SSOPs, CCPs, etc. They should maintain. Next slide. So all the copies of records, they should keep, they should be readily available for the inspection or for the monitoring for the EA officials. And internal audits also should be carried out by the establishment. The laboratory, adequate laboratory facilities should be there, and they should, the in-house laboratory should follow or should carry out the testing as per the requirement. And the record of technologies like their qualification, their experience, their day-to-day activities and all, it should be recorded. It will be verified by the EA officials during the monitoring visits. And the establishment shall have adequate change room facilities for the food handlers. Next slide. So here, the approved establishment will obtain, they will obtain from the EAA, that is the CFE, we call the CFE, certificate for export, or Q certificate for export. For each and every consignment, they should issue, that the establishment should issue the particular CFE for the each consignment for export. So that certificate can be obtained from the books obtained from EAA, concerned EAA, that each book will cost rupees 20 per book, plus applicable taxes. So it is very important that they should not misplace that CFE at any time or at any cost. So the monitoring or other fees also should be submitted along with the CFE on monthly basis by electronically or hard copy also you can submit. So inspection certificate, as I said, that is the validity is 45 days. Next slide, please. You can start it. Yes. Thank you. My colleague, Dr. Devjit, will continue. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Once one establishment has been approved under FSMSC system, already it has been told by Anthony sir. If the establishment wants to get health certificate, though they have to submit the health certificate will be EIA shall issue the health certificate based on the continuous satisfactory performance of the establishment as per the format given in the annexure 6 in the executive instruction. Any other format for certifying additional country based on the importing country requirement on the request by the processor, subject to the submission of the following documents: copy of the certificate of inspection for the consignment issued by the processor, testing data of the parameter described in the standard, laboratory test report for the additional parameters to be included in the health certificate, clearly indicating the compliance of the consignment as per the requirement of importing country, codex, etc. In that case, the establishment will submit the application of health certificate. In the health certificate, they will submit the CFE certificate for export, which has been, the proforma has been already shown in the previous slides. So they have to submit the CFE, they have to submit the payment. The payment will be based on the FOB value that I will talk later. And they should submit the test report, the in-house test reports, or the other EIC or enable approved lab test reports based on the importing country's requirement. And beside the giving the monitoring fees, they shall give the 100 rupees plus taxes for each health certificate. The health certificate will be in as per the consignment wise. Next slide, please. Next, please. Fee for getting health certificate for an approved establishment, it will be 0.15% of their FOB value when paid on board value, and that should be in INR. Shall be payable subject to a minimum of 500 rupees per consignment of the fruit and vegetable products to the agency for approved establishment under FSMSC system. The amount of fee for each consignment under this rule shall be round off the nearest rupees for the purpose. Where the such amount contain a part of the rupees, then if such a part of 50 paisa or more, then it should be increased 1 rupee to the next level, and if such part is less than 50, it should be ignored and it should be retained on the previous level only. Based on recent in 2021 the notification given by the EIC, that for processed fruit and vegetables health certificate, if it is required for Saudi Arabia, then the establishment should have the approval under EIC competent authority, and it should be monitored by EIC, and based on that, health certificate will be given for the particular establishment. Means the establishment should have the proper HACCP based own check system, and the establishment should have the approval. Means any establishments doesn't have any approval under EIC, so health certificate for Saudi Arabia cannot be issued. So establishment, those having approval under CSFT scheme, under food safety management system, under EIC, so those establishment can apply for health certificate for Saudi Arabia based on the testing requirement given by the Saudi Arabia. So after fulfilling the testing requirement and all the paraforma, the health certificate may be issued to the establishments. Next slide, please. This is the fee structure which has been given in the clause number 5 of the executive instruction, and it is in latter part also we will tell about clause number 5. So this is the in clause number 5 the fee structure has been mentioned there. So this is the fee structure for an approved establishment, for getting health certificate, for getting approval, renewal, additional facility, then merchant exporter, then health certificate, and additional monitoring fees, etc. And CFE to collect the CFE books, the charges also it is mentioned. Next slide, please. Now this is the part of an approved establishment to do monitoring, to do to make safety of based on their own check system has a principles which they have established. So they do monitoring in their within their establishment. First of all, they should take care of the primary responsibility that of the establishment or the exporter to ensure the compliance of the requirement based on the principles of good manufacturing practice, good hygienic practice as per the standard given in the Appendix A. Already it has been told by Anthony sir in under FSMSC system, food safety management system, that how they will implement the food safety management standard. That is the basic principle has been given. The exporter or the establishment shall exercise the all control requires as per the requirements, that is hygiene requirements relating to the premises, structure and layout, pest control, prevention, extermination, use of chemical, which type of chemical they are using, that they have to do the proper arrangement, proper labeling will be there on the chemical, and proper keeping of chemicals should be there. I mean, should not be the edible product or edible chemical or salt what they are storing, and the toxic chemical what they are storing should be differentiated properly with proper heading, tagging, etc. Then maintenance should be there. The proper cleaning and sanitation will be there. So based on the cleaning and sanitation, they should have the proper cross contamination to identify the areas of should maybe have cross contamination. So they should have the identification system, and they should maintain for that, and they should keep the record of that. Though in nowhere the cross contamination should not be allowed. The personal hygiene they should mention based on, they should keep the health checker, health monitoring record day to day, the yearly health checkup from the authorized doctor, then swab testing, all these things they should maintain in their record. The restroom will be properly hygienically maintained. The water management system, they should have proper water management system in their establishments. They should do the testing of their water as per non-EU requirement. Already it has been told by Anthony sir. And they should do the water testing of their in-house parameter. Then they should keeping the water tank cleaning record based on their own established frequency, and what chemical they are using, and who is doing, and which date and time it has been done. That should be mentioned uh, uh, in the water tank cleaning record. All the details will come because water is the primary requirement for all the production, and it is involved in the every production activity. So very cautiously water management system they have to establish within their establishment. The chemicals already I have told which chemical they will use. The lighting and ventilation should be properly arranged in the establishment. The waste disposal including effluent treatment management also they should have. The good manufacturing practice they should have by furnishing their product details, which product they are using, that should be mentioned properly in their HACCP manual or quality manual. The product details should be there in the HACCP manual. Product processing description will be there from raw material receiving to up to finished product dispatch. It should be mentioned properly. In every area, they should maintain the proper HACCP based own check system. Every product wise, what product they should have, and product wise they should have the proper hazard analysis worksheet, and that should be identified step by step by making that's the physical, chemical, and biological and other parameters. If any CCP is there, they should identify, they should establish properly, and in the HACCP plan form, and proper control over there should be there, and based on that they should have the records also in proper way. In every processing line they should have the record during the processing. They should proper packing management, general sanitary hygiene condition they should have. Already I have told that every establishment they do have the proper control system before starting of the production, how where their employees will get hand washing station, and then proper toilet facilities, and there should be no cross contamination between the same. And after that, hand sanitation, food sanitation, and after that they will go for the processing activity, and that should be properly recorded in their sanitation hygiene record. And every time swab will be given, swab will be taken from the particular establishments, or those the establishment who are involved in the processing. And the suitable quality control on the quality of the incoming raw material in their premises. Already I have told in the HACCP area that before coming of their incoming lot, means raw material, they should have the proper control over the raw material through identifying establishment proper hazard analysis system. So from the raw material, which kind of hazards they are facing and they're supposed to face, that they should identify properly in terms of basic physical, chemical, and biological. If the CCP is there, then they should address properly, and record will be take care by the particular establishment. Next. Testing of process control sample of the finished products sample, sanitation control sample should be carried out in the laboratory or any other approved lab. Q mark will be there. On the export packages, Q mark will bear the approval number of the establishment. The exporter or establishment shall ensure, as per the standard of the importing country or codex standards, or required by a buyer, subject to those being not lower than the importing country. In such cases, none of the standard exist. The standards as per the food safety standard regulation 2011 will be applicable for the particular product. Next slide, please. Next, please. Now we will come for official control by the competent authority. Next, please. Official control will be done by the competent authority of respective EIS to those establishment who has approved under EIC umbrella. So for approved establishment, the official control is applicable. And it is mentioned in the clause number 4.10 of our executive instruction. In the official control, strict confidentiality shall have to be maintained in all the official control visit. Establishment should not be given prior information about the visit, and they shall be conducted unforeseen and unexpected. For proper official control, a 3-star surveillance system has been established. That is, first of all, is monitoring. A level of technical officer and assistant director, they do monitoring from the initial approval of the establishment. Once in 4 months, one monitoring will be there from the initial approval of the establishment. And if it is satisfactory performance, they do have the establishment, they do have the satisfactory performance, then the monitoring frequency will be once in 6 months. Then after monitoring, supervisory visit will be there, the level of deputy director and above from agency concerned, and that is once in a year. And after that, corporate audit, that is the deputy director representative of EIC, that is once in a year. Next slide, please. During the official control of the area to be checked, that is the facility checked, means which kind of facility the establishment do have. They do have proper raw material receiving or not, they do have proper processing area or not, if they have proper waste management area, whether it is separated from the processing area properly or not, and it is tagging or not properly, that facility and the pest control system, their water management system, how they are doing water management system, that facility, it will be verified. Then verification of the traceability. Traceability means the product which they are processing, including the additives, preservatives which they are using, the raw material, are the establishment are keeping properly their traceability in proper, whether they are doing properly the control on the raw material by making the monitoring, going to the nearest the markets or the supplier, are they doing properly supplier audit or not. All these things will be monitored. How they are controlling the raw material over the chemical and biological parameters. So everything will be seen in the monitoring system. The monitoring system, the GMP and GHP application, also it will be seen and it will be compliance by the establishment. The verification of the testing and lab practices will be seen by the monitoring officers. The testing, whether they are testing the hygienic control in the proper way and how they are doing lab practice, it will be seen. Verification of the records. Already I have told, from raw material to receiving, several records are there. If the CCP records are there, that should be maintained properly as based on their established time and temperature or other area of CCP, how they are making, and what they have mentioned in the HACCP manual, are they following the particular areas or not, it should be checked. Then fraud control also, it will be checked, means are they using proper CFE, properly they are submitting the monthly monthly expenditure report of CFE to the EIA, whether they are doing processing in other establishment, unapproved establishment, and they are showing the product in their name or not. All these things will be covered in the monitoring system. Performance of the task carried out by the approved technologist also, it will be seen during the official control, whether the approved establishment, approved technologists are doing proper testing. They do whether they have the proper knowledge on the hazard management system. All these things will be covered during the monitoring, and during the monitoring, drawal of official control sample will be done. And performance of the monitoring visit carried out by the monitoring officer during the supervisory visit, it will be seen. The corporate audit is to ensure the uniform implementation of the rules and regulation issued by the competent authority. Next slide, please. Reporting system. Monitoring report shall be prepared in the proforma given in the annexure 15 of the executive instruction. The report shall be submitted to the controlling officer of EIA, means deputy director level officer, or in charge of the food division schemes, controlling officer of the sub offices. That is applicable for sub office within 3 working days from the date of visit for the scrutiny and acceptance of the and the follow-up action. Non-conformity report NCR as per the annexure 15A will be issued to the establishment, and suggestion, if any, for improvement of the system that may be issued to the establishment at the as per the annexure 15B. Sub office shall send a copy of monitoring report, test report along with the NCR and suggestion report, if any, to the HO, means head office, respective head office, on monthly basis for all the establishments. In case of failure of the samples, it should be intimated to the processor. Test report can also be given to the processor if specific requests have been made for the same. Non-conformities observed during the surveillance visit shall be recorded in the NCR and provided to the establishment for taking the corrective action and rectification within an agreed time period, which is determined based on the gravity of the deficiencies. Next slide, please. Next, please. Previous. Yes. In the supervisory visit shall be carried out by an officer of the level of deputy director and above from the agency concerned, having the adequate experience in the operation of the food scheme. The frequency of the supervisory visit shall be once in 6 months. The supervisory visit shall be conducted for checking the documentation and compliance of the requirement of the EC directives in case of EU approved establishment and Government of India notifications. Preference of the monitoring visit carried out by the monitoring officers should be seen during the time of supervisory visit. Performance of the tasks carried out by the approved technologist also be seen during the supervisory visit. In addition to that, the availability of the water test report from EIA laboratory or EIC approved laboratory for complete testing as applicable shall be checked. The proforma of supervisory visit report is given in the annexure 16 of the executive instruction. A copy of each supervisory visit report shall be maintained in the files of the Export Inspection Agency and by the sub offices. Next slide, please. Next, please. In the corporate audit, already I have told previously that 3-tier system it is there in the surveillance system. That is first of all monitoring. That will be based on the frequency. Already I have told that is once in 4 months or once in 6 months. Supervisory visit will be done based on once in a year, and now corporate audit will be there. That is also in once in a year. The main objective of the corporate audit is to ensure the uniform implementation of the rules and regulation issued by the competent authority and shall be comprised with examination of the records of processor maintained by the agency, like a report of visits, lab reports, approval renewal of the establishments, etc. Visit by the audit team at least 10% of the approved establishment subject to a minimum of 1. The audit team shall comprise of at least 2 officers from the agencies and or the EICs of the deputy level of deputy director officer having adequate experience in the operation of food scheme or in the unavoidable circumstances. Senior assistant director having adequate experience in the operation of a specific food scheme as nominated by the director. If required, experts from outside can also be included in the corporate audit team. The report of the audit shall be submitted to the director as per format specified in the annexure 17 of the executive instruction. Next, please. Now, we will know about the guidelines for dealing with the unsatisfactory monitoring or other visit report and or the test reports and violations. It is mentioned in the clause number 4.11 of executive instruction. It defines which do not affect the wholesomeness of the food safety of the food product shall be considered as a minor deficiencies, and those which affect the safety of food product shall be considered as a major deficiencies. A number of minor deficiencies or repeated minor deficiencies indicating a system failure would be also be treated as a major deficiencies. Action to be taken in case of deficiency observed. It is mentioned in the clause number 4.11.2.1 of the executive instruction. In case of minor deficiency observed during the visit, the NCR or non-conformities shall be communicated to the processor and EIE officer shall verify the corrective action taken by the processor during the subsequent visit. However, if the processor fails to rectify the defects within the agreed time period, then the action specified at the 4.11.2.2 shall be followed. Next, please. Next, please. In case of major deficiencies observed during the visit, the explanation of the processor may be called within a time frame for rectification. Further, any one or more of the following action may be taken depending on the nature of the deficiencies with the approval of the director of EIC. The processor may be placed under consignment-wise inspection until the rectification is carried out and verified to EIS satisfaction by an on-site visit by Deputy Director level officer. The processor may be advised to suspend production and export until the rectification is carried out and verified by an on-site visit by Deputy Director level officer. However, during the suspension period, production may be permitted if requested by the processor in unavoidable circumstances with the approval of the competent authority under the supervision of an EIE officer, for which the fee is applicable for deputation of an officer has to be paid by the processor as per the clause number 5 to the EIA concerned. Already I have shown the clause number 5, that is a table with the fees structure has been made. The revocation of the suspension, if required as per the clause number 2, already it has been told above, shall be done with the due approval of director PIC. Next slide, please. In the executive instruction, that clause number 4.11.3, action against violations. In case of violation such as misuse of certificate of export CFE, storing of food products at unauthorized premises, non-payment of monitoring fees, processing of fruit products in unauthorized establishments. Major failure in meeting of GMP, GHP, HACCP, etc. have been detected. The following penalties shall be imposed on the defaulting units by the competent authority with due approval of the director, EIC. In that cases, a show cause notice shall be issued by the EIA to the unit, for which the unit has to submit a reply within a week along with the statement of stock declared as on date. Meanwhile, the competent authority would suspend the export production of the food products in the establishments from the date of issuance of the letter. Already I have told that is show cause letter. No production is allowed during this period. However, a stock in hand may be allowed to be exported in special case after the consideration with the written permission of the competent authority, EIC. Next slide, please. Next, please. If the same violation is observed for a second time in the same unit, the unit would be suspended from the production and export for a period of 3 months. If the same violation is repeated for third time or more, then 2 malpractices reported in a period of 6 months, competent authority may withdraw the approval granted to the establishment. When the show cause notice is issued to a EIA, issued by the EIA, processor may contact the competent authority if he or she wishes to explain his and her side. Next slide. Next, please. Now we will know about the approval of the technologist. Next, please. Every approved establishment should have the technologist, and it is mentioned in the clause number 4.8 of executive instruction. An individual intending to get approval as a technologist shall submit an application in duplicate as per the format given in the annexure 14, allowing the fees 2000 plus 18% GST. In that case, if the technologist is more than one, then the application will be submitted separately. If it is 2, 3, 4, same 2, 3, 4 application, etc. will be submitted and separate fees will be submitted. Every application should have the biodata of the technologist, the recent degree certificate of the technologist. The application may comply with the experience certificate of the technologist also. EIA shall arrange the assessment of the technologist by the ITP panel constituted as per the clause number 4.3.5, who shall submit the report as per the format given in the annexure 14A. Based on the approval of technologist, a certificate of approval shall be issued as per the prescribed format as per the annexure 14B by the EIA concerned. If after the IDP, if the panel satisfied about the technologies, then and if the panel is recommended for the approval of the technologist, then only the certificate of approval shall be issued for the particular technologists. And that is pro forma already mentioned here in capture. It is given the certificate of approval. The approval technologist is validity for the 2 years from the date of approval. After 2 years, the technologist shall apply the afresh to the EIA with a request assessment fee and document as said above for reassessment by the IDP. Next slide, please. Procedure for approval of additional facility and activity. Next, please. Now we will know about the procedure for approval of additional facility activity of an approved establishment. Here, if any establishment having a scope of approval, every establishment do have the scope of approval, and it will be mentioned in their certificate of approval and letter of approval simultaneously. And if they want to increase their scope or to include some product or some facilities, means processing facilities, so they do apply for additional facility and activity. For that, the approved establishment seeking approval of additional facility activity shall submit their application in the prescribed format. It is placed at annexure 12 with the application fees of 5,000 plus 18% GST, as it is mentioned in the already I have mentioned in the clause number 5. The application received shall be scrutinized, and the discrepancies or any shortcoming observed shall be immediately communicated to the applicant establishment for rectification. In case of the approval of additional processing activity, the revised HACCP plan addressing the new activity shall be submitted to the EIA concerned along with the process flow chart of the verification. With the application, the establishment should submit the fees, their details of the processing layout, the concerned HACCP manual and hazard related the worksheet, product details. If the CCP is there, they should mention, and the process flow they should mention properly, schematically. After that, the adequacy audit of the HACCP manual with respect to the additional activity shall be done by the EI officer authorized by the in charge of the agency. The prescribed assessment report format placed in the annexure 12A shall be used for the reporting the observations. In case of major or serious deficiency are observed during the assessment, this shall be brought to the notice of the establishment through the issuance of NCR, which is given annexure 15A, for taking the corrective action within an agreed time period, maximum of 1 month. The report and recommendations shall be submitted to the in charge of the EIA concerned within 3 working days of the completion of the assessment of the applicant establishment. In charge of the EIA shall approve the additional facility activity and inform the unit concerned within 3 working days of the receipt of the application assessment report. After having the satisfactory assessment report, if the NC is issued and if it is rectified by the establishment on satisfactory basis, the establishment shall be issued the approval certificate for the particular additional facility and activity which they are going to incorporate in their system. Next slide, please. Now we'll come for merchant exporter. Next, please. Permission to process and pack for fruit and vegetable product for export by merchant exporter. Approved establishment shall be permitted to process and pack fruit and vegetable products for export depending upon their production capacity. Generally, production capacity we are seeing during the IDB visit, and it is generally mentioned in the FSSI certificate what they do have. However, only a maximum 3 merchant exporter can be permitted. A number of approved merchant exporters may be increased with the approval of the agency in charge based on the production capacity and the volume of export. Merchant exporters shall also permitted to export on account of export houses, trading houses, star trading house or superstar trading houses only. However, it may be ensured that while issuing the certificate for export CFE for such on account export in the column number 1 of the certificate CFE, it should be contain the details of the exporter as well as the word on account exporter. Means while issuance of the CFE by the approved establishment, they should mention the name of the exporter on the column number 1 of the CFE, their address, and they should also mention that is on account exporter in the CFE. After that, they should mention the processor, means their name, their establishment address, all these things. Establishments intending to process and pack fruit and vegetable products on behalf of a merchant exporter should submit their application as per the Annexure A with the 5,000 rupees plus 18% GST with valid agreement, declaration of ME, etc. So, with the application, the establishment should submit the fees of the merchant exporter. Already I have told 5,000 rupees plus taxes. The agreement between the merchant exporter and establishments. The agreement should have in the proper date, and it should be signed both parties, establishment and the merchant exporter. In the agreement, there should be terms and conditions properly written, and one important part should be written in the agreement, that will be the validity of the particular agreement. In the agreement, the validity should be mentioned in how much year or how from which date to which date they should continue their agreement. In the application also, the IC of the merchant exporter may be submitted. The FSSI also may be submitted. Approval to process and handle fruit and vegetable products meant for the export by the merchant exporter is given by the EIA concerned as per the format which is mentioned in the Annexure B. It is based on the Annexure B. If the documentation is proper, which is submitted by the establishment for getting the approval for the proposed merchant exporter, if it is satisfactory, then in charge of the agency can issue the certificate to the establishment for the proposed merchant exporter. Next slide, please. The certificate of export CFE issued by the approved establishment meant for export for the merchant exporter or export house is to be countersigned by the EIA concerned, and the additional fees would be taken with 100 rupees plus taxes. The EIA may collect the monitoring fee directly from the merchant exporter on request from the approved establishment. When an approved processor requests EIA for cancelling the permission for the merchant exporter given to the processor process and pack fruit and vegetable product for any merchant exporter, the permission shall be withdrawn using the format given as per the Annexure C. Next, please. Next, please. Now we will know about the procedure to be followed in case of approved processing establishment that temporarily suspend its production. Next, please. Now we will know about the procedure to be followed in case the approved processing establishment that temporarily suspend its production, and is mentioned in the clause number 4.4 of the executive instruction. When an approved establishment decides to suspend their processing activity temporarily for a period of exceeding 30 days for reasons such as general repairs, routine maintenance, improving their hygiene and sanitary conditions, identifying the cause of the contamination and taking corrective action to prevent reoccurrence, major alteration, construction work, etc. Any other activity which may result in changing in production flow or scope for the contamination of product, water, etc. The processing establishment shall intimate the date from which it intends to suspend its operation, the purpose, and the probable date by which it intends to resume the production. On receipt of the intimation, EIA may discontinue the monitoring visit to the establishment. The establishment shall not commence production for export within intimation EIA. Next, please. In advance. Next, please. Now, procedure to be followed for complaints received from the importing countries. It is mentioned in the clause number 6 of executive instruction. When a complaint is received from the importing country or a consignment is detained or specific control measures are imposed by the importing country or on the food safety ground such as product contamination, which is pathogenic microorganism or the residue, maybe antibiotic, pesticide, etc., or any other complaint due to failure in the quality parameters. The exporter shall inform the EIA concerned immediately with a copy to Export Inspection Council of India. In case of receipt or complaint at EIC, it shall immediately be referred to the concerned EIA. EIC may simultaneously seek the complete details from the complaint. The rejection may be due to the environmental condition or use of probiotics, prohibited substances, rejection due to the failure in the quality parameters. In that case, next 10 consecutive consignments are to be inspected for specific contaminants or organoleptic factors or microbiologic factors as the consignment wise testing for. Next, please. Next, please. In case of rejection due to the failure of quality parameters, next 10 consignments are inspected for the organoleptic parameters, microbiological factors, etc. The inspected consignment shall be allowed for export to EU or non-EU only after satisfactory test results of the EIA laboratory or EIC approved laboratory for the specific parameters. However, if the consignment fails for any of the parameter tested, the consignment may be retested batch-wise on request from the exporter, manufacturer, and only those batches conforming to the specification for specific parameters shall be allowed for export. The increased monitoring frequency shall be discontinued at the stage where the 4 consecutive monitoring visit reports and the test reports are satisfactory. It can be noted that charges as per the clause number 5 shall be paid by the processor for the every additional visit for monitoring, sampling, for retesting if any. Then cost of the testing and retesting if any of the 10 consecutive consignment shall be borne by the processor itself. Next, please. Next, please. Previous. 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 Based on the assessment team shall prepare the no previous one. Previous one. Previous one. Previous one.
Sir, this is or previous
Previous
one?
one. Previous one, please.
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Is this?
Yes. Next, please. Next. Yes. If the consignment fails for any of the parameter tested, the consignment may be retested batch-wise on request from the exporter manufacturer. Only those batches confirm the specification for the specific parameter shall be allowed to be exported. EIS shall seek the complete information in details about the consignment which is in question from the processor as per the given below. The full particulars of the consignment such as product name, product details, quantity, source of raw material used for the processing and export details, BL, etc. Details of the whereabouts of the consignments, status of the consignments along with the particulars of the food products held in stock. If the processor has got the consignment in question analyzed independently or surveyed by an independent surveyor in the country where it was detained, the copy of such test report, survey report shall be made available to the competent authority for examination. Corrective action proposed and taken by the processor to prevent the reoccurrence of the problem. In that case, EIS shall immediately arrange a visit by a panel of expert within a week to the processor unit for collection of information as required, assessment of the processing establishment to determine the cause of the specific contamination. Next, please. Next, please. Assessment of the processing establishment shall be carried out by a team of 2 senior officers from EIA concerned. During the assessment of the following shall be checked: the implementation of HACCP with respect to the specific contamination, the control to prevent the specific contamination in the product and appropriate laboratory analysis for the verification of the same, the corrective action proposed and taken. In addition to that, appropriate sample of swabs for sanitation hygiene control, raw material, water, feed, in-process control, finished product, etc. as applicable, but the cause of the contamination may be drawn and tested in EIA laboratory or EICR2 laboratory during the time of assessment. Next, please. Next, please. Based on the assessment, the team shall prepare a detailed report and submit to the head office of the EIA. This report shall contain the following information as appropriate and applicable to the specific contamination. First of all, details of checking controls for the specific pathogen contaminant on raw materials from different sources and subsequent follow-up action planned and carried out by the processor. Secondly, disinfections method which are normally carried out by the establishment to sensitize the equipment, tools used in the processing and in the handling of raw material following their GMP procedure. Systems established in the unit to ensure hygiene conditions in various phases of processing of food products. Periodic checks and other control affected by the unit after the knowledge of the product contamination with the scope to generate the hygiene condition. Adequacy or otherwise of checks, laboratory testing and other controls on raw materials, in-process material and finished product also it should be checked. Whether or not the processing establishment is capable of producing safe food products, whether HACCP plan is adequate and HACCP based procedures are in place as per the plan, findings on the possible reasons for compliance. So these all the activity or all the areas should be covered in the during the time of assessment. The head office of EIA shall communicate the deficiency, if any, observed during the assessment to the processor in writing for the remedial action. Next, please. Now we will know the return consignment. If the consignment has been brought back to India, it shall be stored in an approved storage. The processor shall inform the details of the storage of the consignment to the EIA concerned, which in turn shall be informed to EIC. In that case, the local office of EIA shall arrange to get consignment inspected, tested for organoleptic factors, microbiological factors, chemical factors, etc., as it is applicable for the particular returned back consignment. One composite sample each from every product batches shall be tested for the specific contaminant at 2 different laboratories. For this purpose, testing shall be done at EIA laboratory or EIC approved laboratory. The result shall be communicated to the agency head office. The charges for visit and testing shall be payable by the processor as per the clause number 5. Next, please. If all the sample tested from the brought back consignment show negative result for the specific contaminants, the in charge of the EIA concerned may take decision to release the consignment for export to the country other than the country or union of the countries where the consignment has been rejected. If any of the sample tested from the return back consignment on account of food safety complaint shows positive results, then the processor shall dispose or reprocess or destroy the consignment in a manner acceptable to in charge of EIA concerned. The schedule of the reprocessing shall be furnished to the local office of EIA by the processor for arranging supervision of reprocessing within applicable fees. Already I have told in the clause number 5 of executive instruction. If the reprocessed product are found export worthy on inspection, the lot and batches shall be allowed for export to countries other than the country or union of countries where it has been detained prior to its reprocessing. It should be noted that in the case of sample from the return back consignment, if found positive for residues, the batches testing positive will not be permitted for export. Next, please. If the following points are satisfactory, which is the point? The points are the consignment of brought back consignment on account of the complaint and tested for the contaminant is found free from the contamination defects as evidenced by the test reports, organoleptic reports, etc. The assessment report indicate that the processing establishment has been maintained proper hygienic condition and implementation of HACCP system. The periodical monitoring conducted by the EIA during the past 3 months indicates satisfactory hygienic conditions in the unit. Samples drawn during the assessment visit conforms to the requirements. EIA shall put up the case with relevant papers, reports to the director with the director of EIC with a recommendation for taking up the matter with the foreign health authority for revoking the specific control measures, rapid alerts, as the case may be. EIC may take the necessary recommendation to the foreign health authority to the half yearly manner. Next, please. On alert would be considered only after 10 consignments have passed and monitoring supervisory visits during the period are satisfactory. The on alert imposed on the unit shall be revoked only after the approval of the director of EIC. However, if any of the above points are unsatisfactory, which I have been told the previous slides, the production and export to all countries shall be stopped till cause of the contamination are properly identified and the appropriate corrective action are taken to prevent reoccurrence. Processor to show cause within 10 days why the approval granted to the establishment may not be withdrawn in the light of the complaint and findings. Once the processor inform the EIA that the corrective action have been carried out, verification of the corrective action shall be carried out by the EIA. The processor may be allowed to resume the production for export only after satisfactory on-site verification of the rectification of the deficiencies and approval of the director of EIC. If the competent authority is not satisfied with the reply of the processor as told above, or with the corrective action taken and verified as above, the approval granted to the establishment may be withdrawn. Next, please. After resumption of production, an officer not below rank of technical officer shall be deputed to such unit for a minimum period of 10 days, extendable up to the 30 days for continuous monitoring of the enforcement of the various standards relating to the quality control, food hygiene and food safety. The cost of the such deputation of the EIA officer shall be charged by the unit itself as per the clause number 5. If working is more than one shift, all shifts shall be covered at random, etc. in that particular visit, what I have told. It may be noted that in specific cases, if decided by the competent authority, there may be a deviation in the above procedure. Next, please. Now we will little focus on the regular problem we are facing during handling of application. Application means the application for fresh approval, the application for renewal, additional facility, merchant exporter, the application for approval of technologists, and the application for health certificate. In both cases, for CWI consignment wise inspection, those exporter doesn't have the approval under EIC umbrella, and the establishments, those having the approval under EIC umbrella. Next, please. Generally, we are facing the generally during the scrutinization of the approval for renewal and the fresh approval, the establishments are not giving fees in the proper way. They are not, sometimes they are not giving the GST also, or they are not giving the half of the payment what it is needed to do. For example, if it is for fresh approval renewal, if it is 5,000 rupees, they are giving only 3,000 rupees. And if it is 5,000 plus GST, they are giving only 5,000 rupees, and GST they are not payment, and they are not at all doing payment for the application scrutinization. Then legal documents during the fresh approval, the legal documents it is needed to submit by the proposed by the establishment. The legal documents means the IC, the certificate of incorporation. In addition to that, if they leased, if the establishment is under the leased, so they should submit their lease deed, or if it is sold, so sale deed they should submit. And the establishment is proposed establishment is under the partnership deed, they should submit the deed also. Sometimes many times we have seen that people are giving as a legal document only their GST document, and nothing what I have mentioned here, nothing they are giving. In that case, it is very much problematic for the person who is scrutinizing the application. Without proper legal document, the approval may not be granted because the approval will be granted to particular those establishment having proper already told legal document. The water test reports, the establishments are not giving proper water test reports for what they are intended to export or getting for approval. Means many times we have seen that the establishments have submitted the water test report having EU approval, but they have submitted their water test report as per non-EU requirement, and they have not submitted at all the water test reports. And this thing, or they have submitted water test report having the 1 year, 2 year before, or the water test report they have submitted the name and address of the water test of the particular establishments are not matching with the address what they have proposed in their applications, and the water test report doesn't have the EIC or NABL logo to authenticate about that. So all these problems we have faced during scrutinization of the application. This is for the animal origin product. That is the common platform, that is, so that is why it is told that is for animal origin product, that they should mention properly their source control, RMP, disease-free identification of the raw material. So they have to mention proper way. During the time of approval or renewal, the establishment should submit the application for their technologists. With the technologist application they are submitting, but they are not submitting their degree certificate fees. If their degree certificate it is submitted, but the name is not matching with the application what they have proposed for, then the hazard analysis, the HACCP manual, they are not submitting with their application because during the assessment it is needed to analyze their product details, their GMP or PRP, then SSOP, what they have implemented in their establishment during all visit, maybe in fresh approval, maybe in renewal of approval. This thing is needed to verify. Then their product details, their product flow charts, their hazard analysis worksheet for the particular product or products. Have they identified proper hazard or not, or they are maintaining properly CCP or not? That should be mentioned in the hazard manual. And it has been seen for those having the approval under EIC, people are not submitting the application for renewal approval before 60 days. In every time from EIA, we are intimating the establishment for submitting at least 90 days before, submitting the application at least 60 days before, but people are not submitting the application before 60 days as it is mentioned in the executive instruction. So in that case, the establishment which is having approved under EIS, it is requested to submit their application 60 days before, because the application, once it is submitted, it should be scrutinized, if any deficiency is there, it will be communicated to the establishment, and the proper document will be received. After that, the panel will be fixed by the agency in charge. Within the 15 days, the IDP may be done by the panel. So it will take little bit time because the availability of the other panel member may not be, it may be sometimes take time. Then if any discrepancy observed, they will be communicated through the NCR, and it may take time by the establishment to take corrective action against the particular NCRs. So, and after scrutinization of all the documents on satisfactory, the letter of approval will be issued by the agency in charge to the establishment, and the same will be communicated to the AIC for issuance of the certificate of approval and updating the same electronically. So it is a little bit time-bound manner. So it is requested to submit the application before the 60 days. People are submitting the application only sometimes 10 days before, sometimes 20 days before, 1 month. So it is very much hard task for us to comply of the same. Next, please. In the additional facility, we are facing problem to identify the product. It is mixing sometimes product. Establishment is submitting the application for additional facility. I'm talking about food products. So they are mixing the other products which is not coming under the fruit and vegetable products. It may be coming under milk. It may be coming under other non-notified commodities. So they are coming and submitting application and asks us to give approval for the particular additional facility and activity. Already it is mentioned in the slide 3 of the particular presentation, Anthony sir, and which is notified under the Government of Notification 2016. The product which is covering under that notification, that should be coming under the fruit and vegetable products. So before submitting the application for the additional facility activity, that matter should be keep in the mind. And people are not submitting the hazard analysis worksheet for the particular product which they are wanting to incorporate in the scope of approval. The merchant exporter also, the establishment are not mentioning the production capacity. The ME merchant exporter details also they are not providing. They are not providing also the declaration of the merchant exporter. The agreement, sometimes they are not mentioning the agreement, the agreement date, the validity of the agreement between the establishment and merchant exporter. During handling of the health certificate documents for both consignment wise and approved establishment, we are facing problem regarding the test report. People are not submitting test reports as per the executive instruction and Government of India notification. People are not maintaining proper importing countries requirement, mainly for the EU and Saudi Arabia also. People are submitting the application without obeying the instruction of the European Union and the Saudi Arabia. In that case, the application will not be granted for giving the health certificate. Fees are not, many times it is seen the fees are not received in line with the executive instruction and order notification recently 2016. Sometimes fees received excluding the GST. Applied for the products, those are not included under the scope of approval of the establishment. See, there is the some establishments, approved establishments have the fixed scope of approval, and sometimes they are applying for getting health certificate for those products which are not mentioned in the scope of approval. So in that case, they should about their scope, and please submit the application in proper way. Otherwise, they can submit in their application in the CWI consignment by inspection format, and that will be inspected by the EIA concerned. It is also noticed that establishment are applied sometimes for health certificate after the date of departure. In that case, we are not entertaining the particular establishment. Those are submitting their application after date of departure. In both case, U and non-U. The annexure 4 for the annexure 4, that also they are not submitting in the proper form. Next, please. The approved establishments are not submitting their certificate for export, what has been told by the Anthony sir in the previous slide. The consumption details, they are not submitting. Many establishment, it has been seen in the monthly manner. So it is requested to the particular approved establishment for submitting the CFE in the monthly manner, and it is also requested to mention the CFE. It is mentioned that without receiving of CFE consumption, as it is mentioned, the new CFE cannot be issued to the particular establishment because but the establishment should have the proper CFE consumption record, and they should submit their CFE in monthly basis electronically. If any error occurred or rejected occur within with their particular CFE, they should record that, and they should provide the record to the nearest EIA office with their monthly record with submission of the particular the tiered or erratic CFEs. Sometimes it is seen that the approved establishment are not submitting their annual monitoring fees at it is applicable for them as per the order notification Government of India. So this kind of problem we are facing during the processing of the application of the particular establishments. This is not day-to-day activity we are facing with health and fruit and vegetable product. Next, please. So if everything is okay, their test report is okay, they are maintaining proper GMP, GHP, proper hygienic control, hazard analysis, and their controls, then we can augment the growth of the export houses, and the export will be more based on the requirement of the importing country authority. The test report is satisfactory by them. We can expect the more export will be done by the exporter or establishments, and a sufficient income of our India will be augmented. So this is our hope. With the hope, we can conclude our presentation.
Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed presentation. In fact, in the chat box also, a lot of participants have appreciated. So it has been very insightful and practical presentation. So myself, Sunena Sharma, Assistant Director from FIO, would be taking up the Q&A session. So the respective participants are requested to either use the option of raise hand or type the queries in the chat box, and we will take up your queries one by one. So, sir, we have one query in the chat box by Mr. Sandeep Nair. Mr. Sandeep Nair, would you like to unmute yourself and raise your query? While you have already detailed it, but if you want, you can. Okay, I think I will only read his query. He has written that in May 2025, 25 MT of Alfonso mangoes worth 4.2 crore were rejected and destroyed by US authorities due to documentation error. So he wants to understand that what was this documentation error and how the exporter can be careful to avoid it. And secondly, can this importing country do this because USA destroyed the shipments without allowing it to be returned? So sir, your views on the same?
Actually, what it is mentioned that their consignment has been rejected and destroyed by the US authorities due to documentation error. So, actually, before going off shipment, it is advised. Already, I have told the importing countries there should be a communication, a well-proof communication with the importing country authority, means their buyers and other controlling person, and the exporter, here Indian exporter. So before going to export, it is advisable to get full proof, the documentation what they need to test, or what documents they need before importing uh, the product in their country. So it is advised that before going to export, all the necessary paraforma or the requirement is uh, is noted from the import country, and go for their requirement. And if the exporting the houses, particular is the what is the name?
Yes.
Yes, yes. If the exporting countries, exporting the person is facing the particular error, so it is requested by the to the exporter that you may communicate with the particular importer, and you know about their requirement, and you just see for which purpose they rejected their consignment, and if possible, then and then it should be remitted, then it will be better for them. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And we have second query from Mr. Shailesh Mishra. He wants to know how to know if the product falls under VCS or CSFP. Is there any guideline?
Actually, in the slides, in the first parts of the slides, almost last parts of the slides, it is already mentioned the what is the CSFP products and what will be the VCS product. Actually, VCS product, it is coming voluntary certification scheme, means the products which are not covered under notified commodity. The fruits are the fruit and vegetable products are under the notified commodity, and it has the definition of the fruit and vegetable products has been mentioned in the order and notification 2016. So going our site, EIC site, in the knowledge repository certification and documents, one window will be open. I am telling those person who doesn't have the knowledge, how they can able to know. In our EIC Export Inspection Council, our site, it is there, eicindia.gov.in. So people can go there and see knowledge repositories and certification and documents. And one window will be open. There will be 20 notified commodities. Among the 20 notified commodities, one fruit and vegetables are one of them. Please select the order and notification and download it. In the notification part, you can able to see the definition of fruit and vegetable products. Which products can be come under the fruit and vegetables products. That is, it is by name. It can be clearly understand that is fruits coming. The products coming from the fruits itself. It is fruits and products coming under vegetable itself. It is coming on fruit and vegetable products. Maybe sometimes some additives may be added or preservatives may be added. Preservatives may be added to enhance their acceptance quality from the buyer side or importing country side. So that is different. But the product is coming mainly from the fruit and vegetables products are called the fruit and vegetables products, and it is already mentioned in the order and notification 2016. The product is not coming under particular that list. It may be considered for the VCS voluntary certification scheme. Means the products are not coming under the 20 notified commodity that list. Already I have told how you will go. Then it can be under the voluntary certification scheme. Means the product other than the notified product. The fruit and vegetable products, mainly the already Anthony had told. Again, I am telling as the person asked. That is synthetic beverages, syrup, sherbets, pickles. We know all the pickles mainly from the fruit and vegetables product we are eating every day. Then dehydrated fruit also and vegetables also it is coming under fruit and vegetables product. Squashes, then juices, jam, jellies, then tomato products, ketchup, sauces. The canned crystallite product also it is coming means made of only fruit and vegetables product, that is also be considered as a fruit and vegetable products. Sometimes the canned and bottle jars, some fruit are preserved and it has been stored and for 1 month or 6 months or 1 year. That can be called fruit and vegetables products. Maybe by putting some oils or some vegetables, maybe salts. Actually we are doing this thing in every houses. We know the past our experience. Every houses we have the pickle, how pickle is making or how cutting fruits can be preserved. That is also fruit and vegetable products. If the cutting fruit are preserved in the oil or some vinegar or acetic acid, also it is coming under fruit and vegetables products. So you can seeing the product you can easily able what will be under the fruit and vegetable products. The products making from the, for example, cheese and some parts of the cashew, some parts of raisins is added there. It shall not be coming under fruit and vegetable product. So because the main ingredients is the milk and milk product, so this product shall not be coming under fruit and vegetable product. So you can able to understand seeing the particular order notification and all the product definition, how the product has been made from your side. So you can easily understand what will be coming under VCS product, what will be coming under food and vegetable products. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a detailed reply. We have another query from Mr. Chetan, who is asking, will each consignment require a separate batch, or can we ship the same batch across multiple containers, especially for Gulf countries?
Gulf countries means which countries they are wanting to mention, we do not know. Actually, I am telling again and again, Saudi Arabia also maybe the person asking for consignment wise inspection. For Saudi Arabia, it is not coming under consignment wise inspection. For the Saudi Arabia approval, EIC approval is required. Now, what they have asked about the testing, batch testing. See, the consignment, we consider the consignment based on the invoice or buyer's order. So, based on the invoice, the consignment mainly formed. So, so they have to see the testing how they will do. But it is always recommended the testing will be done batch wise, and every test report should have the proper the consignment details, mainly the manufacturer and exporter name, their address. Both cases I am telling, for approved establishment and consignment wise inspection test report. The manufacturer and exporter name and address will be mentioned. Report, the product details will be mentioned properly as what they are wanting to get health certificate. It should be matched properly. Then their code or batch, their manufacturing date, expiry date, their number of cartons, and any other additional information is there, and their importer's name, all maybe they may mention in the country which it is going, and the name of the invoice number, the procurement invoice number or buyer order number, that should be mentioned in the test reports, whether it is going for batch wise or what else.
Okay, sir. He has another query. Is non-GMO testing and radioactivity testing mandatory for every consignment?
No, it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory.
Okay, sir.
For if the importing country is asking for the confirmatory of the particular product, so is this GMO free or not? For that only non-GMO testing we are doing, and we are issuing the non-GMO certificates to the particular exporter or establishment. It is not mandatory. And the radiological parameter, it is also not mandatory. If any importing country, already it is mentioned in the slides, if any importing countries, they have the requirement for do testing for the radiological parameters. So they are needed to test for the radiological parameters, and if it is mentioned in the clauses of the health certificate parts concerned, so they have to test for the radiological parameters. So it is not mandatory until and unless the importing country is asking.
Okay, sir. And there is one more very simple clarification required from one of the participants. Is license and certificate necessary from both FSSAI and EIA for exports of fruit products?
Yes, it is required. It is already told by Anthony sir in the first part of the slide, sir. During getting approval of the establishment, FSSAI license is necessary, and for renewal also we are seeing the FSSAI license, and when it is if FSSAI license validity is over, then the establishment may not coming under the approval system of EIC. So it is already mentioned in the executive instruction, so it is necessary.
Okay, sir. Moving forward, we have a query from Mr. Shailesh Mishra. Is Q mark mandatory on the shipper carton for approved establishment?
Approved establishment will use the Q mark in their cartons as per the requirement, as per it is stated in the executive instruction.
Okay, sir. Another query is the validity of export certification in 15 days. Is there any process of extension if exporter fails to ship within the time?
I'm not getting the.
Mr. Azar, would you like to unmute yourself and raise your query?
Actually, certificate of means inspection certificate, already it is mentioned in the first part of the slides, that the validity is the certificate of inspection, it is 45 days, not 15 days.
Okay.
So you have from the date of the issuance. So the exporter, I think, should have enough time to handle their export consent.
Okay, sir. Another participant has a query. Should I obtain the EIA health certificate including domestic tomato-based product and imported peeled tomato in a single certificate to export to another country?
Yes, you can do. If you are approved establishment, I do not know whether you are approved or not. If you are approved establishment in a particular single consignment, you can get health certificate for domestic tomato based product and imported peeled tomato. But in the imported material, you should have the proper valid document of your uh, 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 import product. You should have the proper the health certificate of your import product, the test reports, and you should have the proper documents, means
Okay, sir.
imported to the Indian concerned Indian the territory, that you should have the proper document for that. For the approved establishment also, they should have the proper document for the importing countries authority concerned, and the custom document also, and it will be re-inspected during the time of importing of their product from our officer, and they should submit the documents, the product import means consignment wise which they have imported. They should submit the document to the concerned EIA for the inspection and sampling. It is mentioned.
Okay, sir. Mr. Kelvin Patel wants to know if to get health certificate, unit must be approved by EIA.
No, it is not. Already it is told in the first part of the slides. Anthony said that it is there are two provisions are there. One is consignment wise inspection, and what is and in the and the establishment should have the approval under the by the EIC. The consignment wise inspection, they can apply for inspection certificate and they can apply for health certificate also. What they will request to us, we will provide our service to them. If it is consignment wise inspection, they will only pay 0.3% of their FOB in INR concerned. Sometimes people are giving application in the dollar or euro something pound, so that is not advised. It should be changed to the INR. Based on the INR, the FOB will be fixed. Then monitoring fees will be fixed. If they wanting the consignment wise inspection certificate, then only 0.3% and plus taxes they have to submit to us. They need health certificate. Additionally, payment they have to made. Already it is mentioned in the clause number 5 with the taxes, and we will give health certificate based on the satisfactory test report based on their requirement and importing countries requirement. We will also see the what pro forma they are using for getting the health certificate. If the pro forma is telling such parameter to be tested with that particular limit, then parameter to be tested for such and it will be fulfilled against the limit what it is when it has been told there regulation. If it is fulfilled, then a health certificate and certificate of inspection can be provided to them. No problems there. Already it is mentioned in the order notification and executive instruction.
Thank you, sir. One more small query coming here. I hope this category of fruit products will include even the frozen fruits and vegetables. I think not vegetables, but at least the frozen fruits.
I'm not getting. Please, madam, please.
They want to understand that this guidance, this scheme of export of fruit products, will it also include frozen fruits and vegetables?
I think our order and notification 2016, both fruit and vegetable products are mentioned. That is fruit and vegetable products, not only fruit or not only vegetable, fruit and vegetable products. The commodity coming under the fruit and vegetable products processed as a fruit and vegetable products, what it is mentioned in the notification 2016, that will be fruit and vegetable products only. There may be frozen, may be keep in the ambient temperature, that is not a matter. But both fruit and vegetable product, either frozen or non-frozen, it is coming under fruit and vegetable product scheme.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification, sir. Another query from Ms. Manisha. If my manufacturer is a repacker or relabeler with central license, is it okay for merchant exporter?
No, it cannot be. We will they have to produce the proper documents, means the uh, in front of us, and based on that decision will be taken. It can serve. No such provision is there.
Okay. Actually, I am a merchant exporter, and if I am taking this material from the repacker or the relabeler, can I send it to the any other Dubai or any other country? So that is actually my question.
Madam, actually repacking and it is relabeling. It is not no provision is there. So so you should have defined the manufacturer, all these things, and we will stick on that.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Devajit, hello. Devajit.
Hello. Hello.
Devajit, Joby here. Hello.
Yes.
And
Yes,
they
sir.
can
Tell me.
be this exporter can be combined with one processor and they can export, right?
Yes,
One
yes, yes.
issue, that is the better. They can be
That is
associated
the
with one manufacturer,
yes, yes, yes,
and they can
yes,
export.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Now we have a raise hand from Mr. Hussain. Please unmute yourself and raise your query.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for having, and it's a wonderful section to get more details. My question is regarding this certificate. Will this be supported in the Asian countries as well, other than the Gulf countries?
Sorry, sir. Can you tell me again, because your voice is not clear to us.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Or can you please type your question to the box, chat box? It will be better, sir.
I'll make a message in WhatsApp in the box.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Vikas Yadav is asking for all the documents. I think we can mail you the notification and everything which sir has already presented. Then another small query coming in. Someone had asked if merchant exporter can take FDA.
Sorry.
Merchant exporter can take the FDA, US FDA for merchant exporter.
Actually, question is not clear. Merchant exporter can take it. It is not clear to us. I mean, for what? I mean, they are doing export. If they do, actually, if people having the exporter needs health certificate from us, so they are coming and they are taking the health certificate against the proper identified manufacturer and identified product level. So merchant exporter USFDA is it not clear answer? Means
Yes,
clear
sir.
question.
Understood, sir. So the participant can type in a detailed query. Sir, Mr. Hussain has written, he wanted to ask, will this certificate support for ASEAN countries? For export to ASEAN countries? He wanted to understand. But I think the certificate is for all the countries, right, sir?
See, ASEAN countries, it is the mode of their question is going to the COO, certificate of origin, little bit, but certificate of the health certificate or consignment wise inspection certificate, it is for all, irrespective of EU, non-EU, Russia, China, irrespective, it is for all. Based on the importing country's requirement and or buyer's requirement, if anything is or not exists, then it is a requirement or national requirement, the product are testing, and based on that compliance certificate, the health certificate or inspection certificate are issued. So it is non-restricted within the ASEAN or EU or something like this. It is for all.
Okay, sir.
But already we have told for Saudi, it is need to get approval for the particular establishment if they do want to export their consignment for Saudi Arabia. They need to approve under EIC umbrella with proper HACCP own check system monitoring and controlled by the respective EIS or EIC.
Okay, sir. Another question from Mr. Shailesh. Does all consignments going to EU to be tested for ETO and health certificate as per Annexure 4 format?
See, for as per the EU regulation, as you know, the EU regulation, the product list is there in the EU regulation. So based on that, you have to test your product. If it is mandatory for your product, you have to test for the particular product concerned. Generally, in addition of their question, I can add something. Generally, the product is going
Sir, Sir, I think have you finished your answer? Okay. Has any participant has any more query, then they can write at the chat box or use the raise hand option. I think there are no more queries. Indeed, the participants are very happy with the session, as I can see from the chat box. They are finding it very informative and insightful. So, okay. So last time, anyone? Okay, one more question. On we are taking this last question, Mr. Samar. If we want to send sample of fruit product to a buyer in small quantity, then also do we need health certificate? I think there is some technical problem. Sir, am I audible?
Madam, you are audible, madam.
Okay, maybe there is problem from the speaker side.
What is the question?
Hello.
Hello, am I audible? This is Samar this side.
Yes, sir.
My question was that if you want to send sample to a buyer of fruit product, let's say like 1 or 2 kgs, then also do we need to do the complete process of getting the health certificate, sir?
Understood. I think so there is some problem at their end. I request the participants to give me 2 minutes. I will just coordinate with the team to know. I think there's some network problem from their end. I just request the participants to please wait for at least 2 minutes.
Sir, shall I switch?
Maybe the ITC FSAN team can please confirm if there is a if the network glitch has been resolved.
Hello, ma'am. Divya here. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, ma'am, shall we conclude our session for today?
Okay, fine. I think I think there's some technical glitch from the speaker side, but we have covered a lot of queries already,
Madam,
and those
hello.
who remain
Hello.
unanswered.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir.
There was a question
Our
about
other experts, Jovi Jos, he will speak the answer. They are having the specific question whether 1 2 kg they want to export, so they can do it or not. They can do if it is importing country is allowing without any health certificate. So that is just my information knowledge. Apart from that, Jovi will tell. Jovi, you elaborate what is the requirement for the if 1 2 kg they want to export or want to send
if they want
as a sample, not the entire consignment. Just
they want to
elaborate it.
send
I think
they want to
IT
send
FSAN में मेरे ख्याल से ये सिस्टम का कुछ IT के रिलेटेड कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ होगा, कनेक्टिविटी का प्रॉब्लम होगा. Meanwhile, you can answer because you are handling this fruits and vegetable scheme in EIA. Then you can reply on it.
Sir, if they want to send some samples to importing countries, first let them check with the buyer from their importing authorities that hey, health certificate is required. So if it is required means definitely they have to take the certificate from us and then only you ship it out. Otherwise, they may not be able to clear the samples at the destination. If it is not required, if it is not required means well and good, you can send to the buyer. Otherwise, you have to take the certificates.
Along with the declaration, because along with the declaration, they have to put it is on only the sample only, not the consignment, or it is only for the sample
In the
purpose.
invoice, they can clearly state that the samples are not for the trade purpose. This is only for only for the buyer purpose करके. It should not be not for food consumption के लिए नहीं है. Only for sample for testing purpose something. Trade purpose. So that should be clearly marked in the invoice. Then you can.
Okay, sir. Thank you
But
so much,
they
sir.
have to cross check with the buyer also. That is important.
Understood. Understood, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for addressing the query. So,
અહીંયા જમીન જો અહીંયા આપણે કિચન હાલે જ છે.
So now I would like to hand over to the ITC FSN team for taking forward with the formal vote of thanks. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I am audible.
Yes, yes, you are.
So, on behalf of ITC FSAN Export Inspection Council and our supporting partner, Federation of Indian Export Organization, it is my honor to deliver the vote of thanks for today's online session. First and foremost, our heartfelt thank to our esteemed speakers, Shri Anthony Sir, Assistant Director Technical EI Mumbai, and Dr. Devajit Sir, Technical Officer EI Mumbai, who took time out of their busy schedules to share valuable insights on export inspection, regulatory compliance, and the evolving global standards in the food product exports. A special thanks to Ms. Shubhaprada Nishtala Madam, Head Academic Program ITC FSAN, for her warm welcome address. Shri Prasant Seth Sir, Joint Deputy Director General, FIO, for providing the broader context-setting remarks, and Shri S.D. Divedi Sir, Joint Director and in charge EI Mumbai, for delivering an insightful keynote address that helped shape the focus of today's session. We sincerely thank Ms. Sunena Sharma, Ma'am, Assistant Director FIO, for her excellent coordination and moderation, which played a key role in making this training a success. We equally grateful to all the participants and stakeholders who joined us from across the country. Your presence and active engagement added a great value to the session. Finally, the appreciation goes to the team of ITC FSAN, AIC, and PO to ensure the smooth conduct of today's workshop. Once again, thank you all of you, and we look forward to your continued participation in the future session. Have a great day. Once again, thanks a lot. Before we end our session for today, I request all the participants, our speakers, and our guests to please switch on your video. We will have a short group photograph. I request our speakers to kindly switch on their videos. Anthony sir, if you can switch on the video.
Yeah, we switched on actually.
Yes, sir.
Hi everyone. I understand that the internet has gone off because of the rains here in Mumbai. So Divya is not able to come back to close the session, but on behalf of everyone, thank you. Just a couple of updates, a feedback link will be shared to all the participants. Please do share your feedback on the program and we would use that to improve our further programs. For those of you who've been asking for copies of the presentation, I would just like to share that this session today was live on YouTube, the ITC FSAN YouTube channel, and you can go back and revisit the entire training there. I will ask that the office includes a link to that YouTube video when they are sharing out the feedback forms. So that will be available to you in future as well to go through. So with that, we will close the session. Thank you very much, Sunena and the team from FEIO. Thank you to our faculty, Anthony and Dr. Devrata. Thank you all participants.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.